It is a great day to be alive, and I am so thankful for God, Jesus Christ, who lives in us. In today's video titled New Dream, JD Vance and Foggy Bottom, I'm going to be sharing two dreams, and in the end, just kind of wanting to get you guys' perspective on what you think this dream may mean. Before we get started, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing that I'm sharing is financial advice. I'm simply sharing dreams, visions, and interpretations that I feel God has given me as it relates to crypto. Now, let's get into the video. And of course, we know that politics things we've seen in the past few weeks, how these things can affect the stock market and the crypto market, the things that we hear in the news as it relates to political decisions. And so that is why I feel that there's something here that God wants me to understand. But I'm trying to get down to the bottom of what that is. So there were two dreams. The first dream was very short. It had to do with me seeing a green symbol. Now, the symbol did not look exactly like this, but I knew there was a split. There were two sides to this, and green was the color that was involved. And so in this dream, I saw this green symbol several times, and each time I understood something about JD Vance, and that really was it. I woke up from the dream, and I'm like, Lord, why is this dream associating this green symbol to JD Vance? And then I began to think about JD Vance and his family. I thought about his wife, and then I thought about, for whatever reason, green card, which what came to mind. And so I got up, and my daughter was not feeling well, so I was up anyway. And so I got up and I began to do a Google search. And so the first thing that popped up whenever I did my Google search was this article about JD Vance and what he had to say about green cards, and how green card holders do not have an indefinite right to be in the United States. And so I'm reading through the article, and I'm like, okay, God, so now what? I'm confused as to where you're going with this, because I'm not sure. So then after I finally got a chance to get back in bed, go back to sleep, my dreams about JD Vance continued. And so there wasn't a definite, this is what happened in this dream. It was simply the fact that JD Vance was understood in this dream the entire time I slept for the rest of the night. But there were two words that I heard, Foggy Bottom. And so I heard the words Foggy Bottom as I'm waking up, and it's not quite time for me to get up just yet. And so I'm still sleepy because I had been up before looking up all this with green card, taking care of my daughter because she wasn't feeling well. And so I'm half asleep, and I'm like, Foggy Bottom. I'm like, God, please help me to remember these two words. I'm too sleepy to get up and write this down. I've been up already before. Just give me some grace and help me to remember these two words, Foggy Bottom. And so before I went back to sleep, I remember thinking to myself, like, isn't that something in the cartoon Paw Patrol? And I'm going to speed through this really quick as far as Paw Patrol, because when my kids come in here and see Paw Patrol on the screen, they're going to flip. So Paw Patrol. And I said, that's what I'm going to use to help me remember. This is a word that I've heard in this cartoon, Paw Patrol. So after having this dream, I finally wake up and I say, okay, God, let's get back to this word, Foggy Bottom. And so I began to do my search online, and I found two things. The first thing I found was, yes, I was right. Foggy Bottom was a place that is named in the Paw Patrol cartoon. And the mayor of this town is very conniving. He's always trying to find out ways to scheme, to be number one, to get on top. Everybody's beneath him. And he is the mayor of this town outside of the Adventure Bay where all the dog heroes live. So that was search number one. I had just confirmed that I did hear that name in that particular cartoon. So then I move forward, and I am just doing a Google search for Foggy Bottom. And when I did that, not sure what I was going to find, just Foggy Bottom, I clicked enter, and what came up surprised me. Foggy Bottom is located in Washington, D.C. It is a government and cultural hub. It is a place where the U.S. Department of State is found. Also in Foggy Bottom, you will find the Riverside Kennedy Center, home of the National Symphony Orchestra, and also the area where you will find the Watergate complex. And the Watergate complex is linked to the 1970 Watergate scandal. And so now I'm like, okay, God, so something about this I remember. I remember seeing a video about something to do with JD Vance and the Kennedy Center the night before. And what I saw was a video of JD Vance being booed at the Kennedy Center. And I remember the person who was doing the video recording, they turned the camera around, and I remember saying that they were at an orchestra. And so as I'm reading through all these various places that's located in Foggy Bottom, the Kennedy Center stuck out to me because I had just seen an article and a video where JD Vance had been booed in that location. So currently I'm praying, asking God for understanding with all this with JD Vance. For whatever reason, he's given me the word Foggy Bottom, and it has brought me to a specific location that is significant to JD Vance, and also the history of something that happened within our country as far as the Watergate scandal goes. I don't think it's a coincidence that Foggy Bottom was in that cartoon that my kids watch on a daily basis. And it deals with a political figure who's very conniving, the mayor of that town. So God, what is the underlining message that you're trying to get me to see as it deals with this color green and that symbol that I saw, and also this location of Foggy Bottom? So this is something that is to be continued. Again, I'm praying about this. If you have any thoughts, I would really like to know, what your thoughts are about this dream and this location. And just curious to know how many people knew that the location of where the Kennedy Center was and the Watergate complex and the U.S. Department of State, if you knew that it was in a place called Foggy Bottom. Like, that would be the farthest thing from my mind if someone was to ask me where was the Department of State located in Washington. I wouldn't have never thought it would be in a place called Foggy Bottom. And I also provided what I saw on Google as to why they call it Foggy Bottom. And I put that there so you can read that if you like. So that is all that I have for this video. Until the next one, God bless.